is Katherine reporting for Kids First. Today, I have the pleasure of interviewing Bill Rutkoski and Dan Karlok for the upcoming movie Crappy Mother's Day. Bill Rutkoski has written and starred in many plays and short films and has guest starred on productions like Malcom in the Middle and 2.5 Men. Dan Karlok is a two-time Emmy Award-winning and Grammy-nominated director and cinematographer. His work includes directing the acclaimed Law & Order series and shooting Asleep at the Wheel and many other films. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks, Katherine. Great to be here.
Great to be here.
All right, let's start with you, Bill. You have written and performed many, I guess a lot of comedy pieces, but this is your first feature film, so congrats on that. What will you always remember about Crappy Mother's Day?
I'll always remember Dan. Well, there's too many things to count. There's a lot of things I'll remember. It was great doing it in this Montclair, New Jersey, and I was happy to do it here, so I'll certainly remember that.
Yes, for sure. And so, Dan, you have directed many movies. What makes this one different from past works?
Well, it was this quote, labor of love, kind of gets said a little bit too much these days, but it really was. I mean, we had a very limited budget and we only had 8 days to shoot the entire movie. And for me, that the challenge of that makes it more exciting because you have to be a lot more creative because you don't have a lot of things at your disposal. So you have to figure out ways to make things happen within that amount of time with the budget you have. So you actually, on one level, you get to be a lot more creative. And for me, it's always exciting to let my brain actually work for change.
Yeah, wow, 8 days. That's not a lot of time, but great job, great job.
Thanks.
So, Bill, your last name is Rutkoski, and so what was it like with two other people in the cast with the same last name?
Well, they're all related to me.
They are?
Yes, well, yeah.
Now you tell me.
Oh, geez, the secret is out. Dan didn't know. Yeah, they're my brothers, and so they worked for cheap, so it was easy, to.
So you're right about what you know. Everything in the script is pretty much things that happened to Bill over the years. So might as well get the people who actually really did it to be in it.
Right, and try to make some money on it.
Yeah, so Dan, there are a lot of crazy scenes in this movie. So which scenes were the most entertaining to film?
I have to say there's not to give anything away, but there's a sequence when a couple of the uncles reenact the whole Planet of the Apes sequence. And it was fun just letting them loose, and we did some a little more interesting camera angles and a lot more handheld camera, and it was just fun letting them play Planet of the Apes while I filmed them.
Yes, I thought that scene would have been so much fun to film because it was a lot of fun to watch.
Oh, thanks.
And Bill, you are the writer, producer, and an actor in this film. So what was it like performing all three of these roles?
Well, believe it or not, the acting part was sort of the easiest in a way. Because, I wrote it, so I knew the lines and all that. I knew what I wanted. The other stuff, I'd never produced anything, so that was really hard. I didn't know what I was doing, and Dan gave me a lot of help, and I got help from a lot of people, and we had a great crew. So I was flying blind there, but somehow got through it. So, and what else did I do? Oh, yeah, I wrote it. Yeah, so I wrote it, yeah.
Key factor there.
I forgot that, yeah. Well, a lot of that stuff was based on stories from my own life with my mother and all that. So that part was a little easy too, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like it's so fun that you can kind of do something so close to like your family and, it's great.
Well, I feel like I cheated in a way. I really didn't write it. I just copied everything they did. I just followed them around and wrote it down.
So Dan, how does your previous experience in like camera and electrical departments and cinematography, how does that all influence your directorial work?
Well, the good thing, I've worked on numerous things over the years, and I've seen what takes 3 hours to do and what only takes an hour. If you're shooting this way, you can get it quicker. Also, we did our homework. We made sure that we walked into it, everything was blocked out, everything. We knew we only had the 8 days, so we knew we had to get a certain amount done every day. Also, too, I promised the cast and crew that regardless of the amount we had to get done, we would keep it to 10-hour days each day. And I promised a good lunch. That was always a crucial factor, is a good lunch.
I would say we'd feed them. We'll feed you.
His wife Rose always made sure there was great food there during the lunch break. But the other thing I have to say is we had an amazing cast, Jackie Debatin and Lou Mastillo and Kristen Krak and Addison, and Vivien Landau. They were fantastic to the point where they brought their A game, so we didn't have to do 50 takes, because if we had to do that, we would have never gotten through the film in that amount of time.
Also to mention my two brothers, who I was a little worried about, but they came through.
Yeah, no, it was great. Again, it was definitely a collaboration. If I didn't have a great crew and a great cast who could pull it off as quickly as we did, there would have been no way to shoot a 90-page script in 8 days like that.
Yeah, I mean, definitely having experience like all that in so many different things, I'm sure it was great, and I wouldn't say easy, but it was good. It was good to film. And yes, a good lunch always counts. Got to have the good craft services.
Very important.
And
keep you happy.
Yes. So, Bill, your character, Dimpy, is one of my favorite characters. Good. So just how much fun was it to play such a wacky character?
Well, it is fun, because I think sometimes we just want to let loose like that, and we can't, because people will lock you up. You'll get in trouble. So to play it is really a lot of fun, and that's kind of based on a character from when I was growing up. I don't know how this kid got that name, but we called him Dimpy. It's been too long, but I can't remember. So I sort of based it on him, yeah. And I think he did get locked up. Well, I don't know. I can't remember.
I don't know where Dimpy ends, where Bill begins sometimes, even when the camera would stop rolling. It'd be like, is he still being Dimpy, or is he back to Bill now?
Yeah. Okay. So, Dan, what was it like working with all of the talented actors in this movie?
It's fantastic. Like I mentioned, one of the challenges was that we only had a short amount of time to do this, and everybody who was in the film brought their A game. There's a scene at the beginning where they're sitting around at a restaurant, and we shot that all in one day, and it was 12 pages of script and a lot of dialogue, and it was the type of thing where if they didn't come with their A game, there's no way we could have gotten that done in time. It's also one of those things, I don't think we could do it again. It was like all the fates worked, the weather worked for us. It didn't rain on the days we were outside.
Yeah, that's true.
We got great friends of ours, Keith and Murphy, let us use their house, which was great because most of the film takes place in the one location. So we needed a great hub to kind of work off of. And then also just working here in the town of Montclair, it was fantastic because
the biggest problem was airplanes.
Yeah, airplanes. We were outside, yes. But I have to say, yeah, the cast was fantastic, and they learned their dialogue, so we could do 1 or 2 takes, nail it, and then move on to the next shot, which really helped as a director, because it wasn't like, oh, they didn't go, now we got to go again, But I really have to thank them for what a great job they all did.
Yes, I mean, honestly, once you have a cast that good, I'm sure the film is it's a great film. And so it's just great that, all of the actors knew everything. And so I feel like that would make it really fun to film. And so, Bill, how did COVID affect the production of this movie?
Well, it didn't, because we got in just before. So we were fortunate. So it didn't affect filming, but it did affect us getting to film festivals. We were able to sneak into one film festival before COVID really happened, but we were scheduled for others. So that was disappointing, because it was exciting to go to a film festival and see it on the big screen. So that was the only way we were affected by COVID.
Yeah, and now it's coming out soon, so hooray!
Yeah, we're thrilled.
May 4th. I do that plug. Uncorked Promise, they said make sure you say May 4th.
May 4th. That's Tuesday, May 4th.
Tuesday.
Yes, not Wednesday.
That's the funniest day of the week, Tuesday.
It is. I don't know why, but it is Tuesday.
Somebody's saying Tuesday.
Okay, so Dan, there are many unique elements to this movie, like all of the Planet of the Apes references. So is there a backstory to all of that?
Well, the interesting thing, we tried to get approval from the company that owns Planet of the Apes to use Planet of the Apes. And we couldn't actually use any of the logos that were, we could say Planet of the Apes, we can refer to it, but we couldn't actually do it. So what I ended up doing, putting on one of my other hats, I actually created all the props myself.
Yes.
That are in it. There's a gorilla head with all the DVDs in its head. And then there's a scene where they're wearing Planet of the Apes boxer shorts that I created. It was, you know, again, going back to what I was saying, when you're limited budget-wise and time-wise, you get to be more creative. And
you forgot the underwear. He made the underwear.
Made the underwear, yes. But so it was like, on that level, it was actually, I got to be really creative, because not only was I directing it and other things, I got to really be involved in many different aspects of it. And the good thing over the years, having done many different types of roles, working as a lighting technician and everything else, I know what it takes to make things happen.
Right.
And it really, I was very prepared. I did all my homework walking into this, knowing we had to get it done. And there's a lot of great moments. Interesting too, there's not a lot of outtakes, because we didn't, we were very minimalist in how much we had to shoot. And we really, there's no like scenes that made it onto the editing room floor, because every scene that we shot is in there.
Dan deserves a lot of credit. He did set design. He did some of the stunts, which was amazing.
Well,
that part, but okay.
The way he didn't do any stunts.
Okay, so I feel like just having the creative touch, like making all of the props, I feel like that sounds so fun and entertaining. And I know I wouldn't have thought of a gorilla head holding all the DVDs. So good job, good job. Thank you so much for talking to me today.
Oh, it's nice. How old are you again?
I'm 13.
Oh my gosh, and you're doing this, I'm amazed. When I was 13, I was learning to tie my shoes. So that's very impressed.
Yes. You've had some great interviews too. We watched a few of them before we came on.
Oh, thank you.
Nice job.
And also plug May 4th on all these streaming things, Amazon Prime and Vudu and iTunes and
Crappy Mother's Day. It's not a drama.
Man.
I'm Katherine reporting for Kids First. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our next interview or those of our awesome team members. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
All those people are not regular. They can't be. Okay.
Yeah.